So after spending a bit of time with a very good friend of mine that I haven't seen for years here in Dubai, who has an absolutely beautiful house, by the way, check it out, he's got a pool, it's an absolutely fat house, it's like a compound, and we've got rabbits and roosters, and the place is epic. A very successful friend of mine, and he's a loving family man. And when I spent time with his wife talking to her, it reminded me to make this video so that I could give you some indications on what's the key criteria for finding a good, loving, loyal wife. And I wrote a bunch of notes down here in front of me, and a friend of mine actually asked me even today, because I said to him, listen, I'm looking for the mother of my children now. That's the kind of stage I'm at. Fine, you see me at parties, all right, I'm still having fun, I'm still enjoying myself, I'm still like mixed between the two, but ultimately I know that I'm gonna have to settle down at some point. And many of you are probably struggling to find good quality women to settle down with, right? But keep looking, but make sure that you look for these particular criteria. So when a friend of mine asked me, like, what are the criteria you're looking for in a mother? The first thing I actually wrote was, has the fear of God in her. I want the mother of my children to be religious. Doesn't necessarily matter what religion, but it would make it a whole load easier if she was Christian Catholic, because that's my religion. It was my religion when I was born. I was an atheist for a very long time. From the ages of 13 up to 36, I was an atheist. And then I found my religion again and have started, I pray and I go to church, and it's brought me a lot of joy and brought me much closer to God, which has calmed me down and given me a bigger purpose in life. So I definitely want my woman to be able to come to church with me, to have the fear of God in her, so she doesn't go off and do rogue stuff and commit crazy sins. Right? I want her to think twice about doing some dumb shit to me. The other thing I said is that would love her family, right? Not the family she's about to have necessarily. That would be also ideal, but you can tell a lot about her if she already loves her family, her immediate family, her parents, if she speaks well about her mother, if she speaks well about her father particularly, if she speaks well about her siblings, then I know that she's a warm, loving woman who's tolerable and tolerant of people, no matter what they do to her, as long as she loves them. That's a very, very important piece of criteria. When I meet girls, especially in the States, who are like, oh yeah, my dad's an asshole, I'm immediately completely put off, because I'm like, if you don't respect your father, it's unlikely that you're going to respect a man like me, and you'll turn into the devil if I do the smallest little thing. Other things I wrote is that she already loves children. Right, so I want to see that she's motherly, loves children, is good with children, smiles at them, hugs them, picks them up, treats them very well. If she's good with children already, then she's probably going to be good with my children. So that's a very important piece of the puzzle as well. I would like her ideally to be domesticated, like I am. All right, it's prayer time here in Dubai, so if you hear some noises behind me, don't be too put off by it. But I want her to be domesticated. I want her to enjoy cooking. I also want her to understand that it's important to keep a clean, loving house, not to be a messy girl. She has to pick up shit behind her. She has to fold t-shirts when she walks past them. I'm also like that. I don't live in a dirty house. I was raised in a beautiful, warm, clean home. And wherever I go in the world, been traveling for 10 years, I keep my home clean and I make sure that it's a nice place to live, right? And I hope that she needs to be the same. She needs to be beautiful to me. She doesn't necessarily have to be beautiful to everyone. Okay, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I want her to be beautiful to me, and I don't care too much what other people think. But yeah, she needs to be attractive. I don't want to be with an ugly woman, to be completely honest. No offense. I would like her also to be submissive. Really? You had to just put it on a speaker and pray this loud? Fair enough, it's religion, hey? I was just saying, I want my woman to be religious. I want her to be submissive. I want her to back down when we're in arguments. I want her to realize that I'm the man, I'll protect her, I'll look after her, and I'll make the decisions. And I don't want her to want to fight with me and battle heads all the time, okay? She has to be submissive. She has to, at some points, be like, all right, you're the man, I'll let you run with this. You're making the right decisions for us, and I'll let you guide the way and protect me, and I trust in you, providing safety for this family. I wrote English as a bonus, which was quite funny. Obviously, I want her to be able to speak English, but some of these Eastern European girls that I meet, English is not their second language, so it's fine. It's not their first language, so it's fine if it's their second language and it's not fluent. That's not the end of the world. I also want her to actually be keen on cooking or to enjoy cooking. It's a big deal for me. I don't like eating out all the time. I like eating good quality food at home. So I want her to be able to also enjoy that. So I want her to, at least, if she's not a good cook, I want her to at least be willing to learn how to cook and learn from me, because I am a relatively decent cook and I can cook good quality healthy food in like 15-20 minutes. So I want her to be able to learn from me and pick up those skills, and ideally, you know, be into the healthy lifestyle as well, so that she can cook nice healthy food at home for both of us. And then the funny thing is, I actually said at the end of it, I'm actually describing my mother. My mother is all of the things that I've said above. So my dad picked up a bombshell, and he was a G, and he knew what he was doing even all the way back then. I think they got married about 40 years ago. So my dad was a G and knew how to go, but also he lived in different times, and it was easier back then to find beautiful, submissive, domesticated women. These days it's a lot harder to find, given the rise of feminism and all the madness we hear in the West. On a final note, I want her to be able to sometimes enjoy coming to a party with me, but not necessarily enjoy partying, right? And that comes with other things. I want her to not be too strict, but I don't want her to be a drinker. She can have a drink from time to time if she doesn't mind. Like if she wants to have a glass of wine or have a little drink, she doesn't have to be too extreme or too strict, but I definitely do not want her to be big on alcohol, because alcohol does some fucked up things to relationships and causes women and men to do dumb shit like cheat or be, you know, you lose your inhibitions and you end up sleeping with someone random on a night. And come on, how many times have people cheated on each other because of a drunken evening? The second thing is that I don't want her to be too strict when it comes to drugs. You know, if I'm smoking a little joint or I'm doing a bit of magic mushrooms, I don't want her to think I'm a druggie. So I want her to be open to that idea. But at the same time, I also don't want her to be a druggie, but I want her to be accepting of the fact that she's allowed to try stuff and take a little toke of a joint from time to time. She's allowed to like try some, like to microdose some magic mushrooms with me, knowing and trusting that I will walk her down the right path and I won't lead her down the wrong way at any point in life. Okay, so I hope that's given you a nice idea of the key criteria for finding a good, beautiful, loyal woman. Those are my criteria, and I think that should be the criteria for anyone who is looking for a wife. Given my experience of dating thousands of girls, I think by now I would know what I like and what I don't like. I am pretty well versed in female psychology, so I can tell a girl very quickly because I have that intuition. But for you, it might take a bit longer. But hopefully videos like this will help you make the right decisions.